Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One of the most difficult jobs I have as a congressman is to call the families of the men and women who lose their lives in service of this country. And I take that responsibility very, very seriously. I'm looking right now, and I'm really confused, Ambassador Kennedy, by some of the statements that you're making today, in particular, the statement that has been addressed before. You say that, for example, if any administration official, including any career official, were on television on Sunday, September 16th, they would have said what Ambassador Rice said. The information she had at that point from the intelligence community, and I see how specific you're being from the intelligence community, is the same that I had at that point. Can you explain to me how it was that on September 12th, you told congressional aides that you believed it was a terrorist attack?
Mr. Congressman, I told them that was my personal opinion, and that I also believed that it was because of the nature of it and the lethality of it that was a complex attack.
So how can you say here today that when the following day, you had an idea that it was a terrorist attack? In your opinion, I understand you claim you're not a security expert, but in your opinion, if it's a terrorist attack, how can you claim today that you would have made the same statements that Ambassador Rice would have made on TV?
Ambassador Rice was asked certain questions about information that she had in her possession, and that was the same information I had in my possession.
But you came to a different conclusion from your information.
No, sir, I did not.
Yes, you did. I mean, the statements are clear. Let me just ask you, you said today that there were multiple reports, and you didn't want to specify what those multiple reports were about what happened on September 11th. Can you tell us at least when those multiple reports came out?
I would have to go back and refer to notes, sir. I didn't bring in.
Did they come out a day after the incident, 2 days after the incident?
I will be glad to get that information.
But that's crucial. You knew you were coming here to testify before Congress, and you're coming here to tell us that there were multiple reports. You cannot tell us when those reports came out.
As I said earlier, Mr. Labrador, they were an evolving series of reports over every day since the 12th of September.
So would the gentleman suspend?
Yes.
Ambassador Kennedy, I want to make it clear. The gentleman's asking a reasonable question to the best of your ability, approximating. We know that 7 days after the attack, there were, in fact, false statements made. The gentleman's only trying to figure out how many reports continue to come to you, 7 days, 6 days, 5 days, 4 days. Give us your best estimation, and then we'll let you be accurate for the record exactly. The gentleman may continue.
Can you answer that question?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Labrador, I am not going to speculate on numbers that I don't have firmly in my head, sir.
Can you tell me if there was at least one report before September 16th that contradicted what the intelligence community was telling you and Ambassador Rice? Can you answer that question?
I don't remember a report that contradicted what the intelligence community was telling us. No, sir, I do not remember.
But you just told us here there were several reports. And you said there were multiple reports that had different conclusions.
As I said in response to an earlier question, you are asking me to go into the nature of classified reports, and I cannot do that in this session.
Okay. It's pretty clear that you're coming here with information about reports that you're unwilling to say, and I think we're going to have a classified hearing at some point. I just have a quick question for Lieutenant Colonel Wood and Mr. Nordstrom. Given the information that you saw on TV and your knowledge of the situation in Libya, did you come to a conclusion as to whether this was a terrorist act or whether it was based on some film that was on the Internet? Lieutenant Colonel Wood.
It was instantly recognizable to me as a terrorist attack.
Instantly recognizable?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Mainly because of my prior knowledge there, I almost expected the attack to come. We were the last flag flying. It was a matter of time.
Mr. Nordstrom, same question.
The the first impression that I had was that it was going to be something similar to one of the brigades that we saw there. Specifically, the brigade, and it's been named in the press, that came to my mind was Ansar al-Sharia. It was a unit or a group that Lieutenant Colonel Wood's personnel and I had tracked for quite some time. We were concerned about. That specific group had been involved in a similar, but obviously much smaller scale, incident at the end of June involving the Tunisian consulate in Benghazi, where they stormed that facility, and it was in protest to what they claimed was an anti-Islamic film in Tunis.
So thank you very much. I just want to make it clear for the record that on September 16th, Ambassador Rice went on TV, and I'm assuming it was at the direction of this administration. She was not there on her own. I'm sure she has better things to do on a Sunday morning. And she went to specifically tell the American people that all of the intelligence information led to only one conclusion, when it is clear that intelligence experts, security experts, and even Ambassador Kennedy, looking at the information that was happening on TV, could have concluded something different. I think that's outrageous, and it is shameful.
Thank the gentleman.